The Daily Adventures of Sarah. Sarah was a woman in her late 20s, living in a bustling city. Every day was a new adventure for her, filled with small joys and challenges. Let's take a look at one of her typical days. Morning routine. Sarah woke up to the soft sound of her alarm at 6:30 a.m. She stretched her arms and smiled, ready to embrace the new day. The first thing she did was open her curtains to let the morning sunlight flood her room. She loved the way the light made everything look brighter and more cheerful. After a quick shower, Sarah prepared a healthy breakfast. She enjoyed making a smoothie with fresh fruits, yogurt, and a touch of honey. As she sipped her smoothie, she planned her day and checked her calendar. Today was going to be a busy day at work, but she was ready for it. While she ate, she glanced at her phone and saw a message from her boyfriend, Jack. They had been dating for 2 years, and he was a significant part of her life. His message read, "Good morning, beautiful. Have a great day. Can't wait to see you tonight." Sarah smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart. Work and challenges. Sarah worked as a project manager at a tech company. Her job was demanding but rewarding. She loved working with her team and finding creative solutions to problems. At 8:30 a.m., she arrived at the office and greeted her colleagues with a warm smile. They had a big project deadline coming up, and everyone was working hard to meet it. Around 10 a.m., Sarah had a meeting with her team. They discussed their progress and brainstormed ideas to overcome some obstacles they were facing. Sarah was good at keeping everyone motivated and focused. She believed in her team and knew they could achieve great things together. During a short break, Sarah thought about her long-term career goals. She had always dreamed of starting her own tech company one day. She wanted to create innovative products that could make people's lives easier. This dream motivated her to work hard and learn as much as she could from her current job. Lunch break. At noon, Sarah took a break and went out for lunch with her friend Lisa. They went to a cozy cafe nearby, where they enjoyed delicious sandwiches and fresh salads. Sarah and Lisa chatted about their lives, their dreams, and even shared some funny stories from their past. Lisa was also an important part of Sarah's support system. They had been friends since college and had seen each other through many ups and downs. Lisa asked Sarah about her plans with Jack. "So, any big plans with Jack this weekend?" she inquired. Sarah smiled and said, "Actually, yes. We're going to visit his parents. It's a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm excited to get to know them better." Lisa nodded encouragingly. "You'll do great. They will love you." Afternoon hustle. Back at the office, Sarah continued working on her project. She had to deal with some unexpected issues, but she handled them with grace and determination. By 5 p.m., she felt a sense of accomplishment. They were making good progress, and she was proud of her team's hard work. As she was packing up to leave, her boss, Mr. Johnson, approached her. "Great work today, Sarah. I wanted to talk to you about a new project that I think you'd be perfect for," he said. Sarah listened intently as Mr. Johnson explained the project. It was a significant opportunity, and she felt excited about the challenge. Evening relaxation. After work, Sarah decided to treat herself. She went to her favorite bookstore and spent some time browsing through the shelves. She loved reading, and books were her escape from the daily grind. She picked up a new novel and couldn't wait to start reading it. At home, Sarah cooked a simple yet delicious dinner. She enjoyed experimenting with different recipes and trying new flavors. Tonight, she made a Mediterranean-inspired dish with grilled chicken, fresh vegetables, and a tangy yogurt sauce. After dinner, she settled on her cozy couch with her new book and a cup of herbal tea. The story was captivating, and she lost track of time as she got immersed in the world of the characters. A special evening. Around 8 p.m., Jack arrived at Sarah's apartment. They had planned a quiet evening together. Jack brought her favorite dessert, chocolate mousse, and they enjoyed it while watching a romantic movie. Sarah felt lucky to have someone who understood and cared for her so deeply. After the movie, they talked about their plans for the future. Jack was supportive of Sarah's dream to start her own company. "I believe in you, Sarah. You have the talent and the determination to make it happen," he said, holding her hand. Nighttime reflections. Before going to bed, Sarah took a moment to reflect on her day. She was grateful for the opportunity she had, the people she worked with, and the little moments of joy she experienced. She wrote in her journal, expressing her thoughts and feelings. It was her way of winding down and clearing her mind before sleep. As she lay in bed, she thought about the adventures that awaited her the next day. Life was a journey, and she was excited to see where it would take her. With a contented sigh, she closed her eyes and drifted off to sleep, ready to wake up and embrace a new day. A weekend to remember. The weekend arrived, and Sarah and Jack prepared to visit his parents. Sarah was a bit nervous but excited to meet them. They drove to a quaint town an hour away from the city. Jack's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, welcomed them warmly. During the visit, Sarah felt at ease. Jack's parents were kind and hospitable. They spent the day exploring the town, visiting a local farmer's market, and having a picnic by the lake. Sarah enjoyed learning about Jack's childhood and hearing stories from his parents. That evening they had a family dinner. Sarah helped Mrs. Thompson in the kitchen, and they bonded over cooking. Mr. Thompson shared funny anecdotes, making everyone laugh. Sarah felt a deep connection with Jack's family and appreciated their warmth and openness. As they drove back to the city, Sarah felt grateful for the wonderful weekend. She and Jack talked about their future together, feeling closer than ever. Sarah realized how important it was to have a supportive partner and family. Looking forward. Back in the city, Sarah returned to her routine with renewed energy. She continued to work hard at her job, inspired by the possibility of starting her own company. She also made time for her loved ones, cherishing the moments she spent with Jack, Lisa, and her colleagues. Sarah knew that life was full of challenges, but she also knew that with determination, support, and a positive attitude, she could achieve her dreams. Each day was a new chapter in her story, and she was excited to see where it would lead. As she lay in bed each night, she reflected on her journey and felt grateful for the experiences that shaped her. She knew that no matter what happened, she had the strength and resilience to face it. With a smile, she drifted off to sleep, ready to wake up and embrace a new day. Pursuing her dreams. Sarah knew that life was full of challenges, but she also knew that with determination, support, and a positive attitude, she could achieve her dreams. She decided to take the first step towards her goal of starting her own company. She began attending evening classes on entrepreneurship and business management. These classes were challenging but filled with invaluable knowledge. Sarah enjoyed meeting other aspiring entrepreneurs and sharing ideas. One evening after class, Sarah stayed behind to talk to the instructor, Mr. Andrews, who was a successful entrepreneur himself. She sought his advice on turning her idea into a viable business. Mr. Andrews was impressed with Sarah's passion and gave her practical tips on market research, securing funding, and building a team. Encouraged, Sarah felt more confident about her journey ahead. Exploring new interests. In addition to her business aspirations, Sarah decided to explore new hobbies. She had always been fascinated by photography but never had the time to pursue it. She bought a high-quality camera and started taking weekend photography classes. She learned about lighting, composition, and editing techniques. Every Saturday morning, she would venture out to different parts of the city to capture its essence through her lens. Photography became a new form of expression for Sarah, complementing her love for painting. She found joy in capturing candid moments of people, the intricate architecture of the city, and the beauty of nature. One of her favorite spots was a hidden garden in the heart of the city, where she often went to relax and take photos. Building connections. Sarah knew that building a successful business required a strong network. She started attending networking events and industry conferences. At one such event, she met Rachel, a marketing expert who had successfully launched several startups. They hit it off immediately, sharing their experiences and aspirations. Rachel became a mentor and a friend, offering Sarah valuable insights into the world of marketing and branding. One evening, Rachel invited Sarah to a social gathering at her home. There, Sarah met other entrepreneurs, investors, and professionals from various fields. It was an inspiring evening filled with lively discussions, laughter, and new connections. Sarah realized the importance of surrounding herself with like-minded, driven individuals who could support and inspire her. Strengthening relationships. Sarah's relationship with Jack continued to blossom. They made it a point to spend quality time together despite their busy schedules. They often went on weekend getaways to explore new places, hike in the mountains, or relax by the beach. These trips helped them create lasting memories and deepen their bond. One weekend, they decided to take a cooking class together. It was a fun and educational experience, and they learned to make exotic dishes from around the world. Cooking together became a new tradition for them, and they enjoyed experimenting with new recipes in their own kitchen. A surprise opportunity. One day at work, Sarah received an unexpected email from a prestigious tech conference inviting her to speak about her experiences in project management and innovation. She was thrilled but also nervous. This was a significant opportunity to share her knowledge and establish herself as an expert in her field. Sarah spent weeks preparing her presentation, practicing her speech, and refining her slides. Jack and Lisa helped her by providing feedback and encouragement. When the day of the conference arrived, Sarah stood confidently on the stage and delivered her presentation. The audience was engaged and impressed by her insights and practical advice. After her speech, many attendees approached her with questions and compliments. This experience boosted Sarah's confidence and opened new doors for her. She was invited to speak at other events and received several offers for consulting projects. She realized the power of sharing her knowledge and experiences with others. Balancing life and ambitions. As Sarah's professional life flourished, she was mindful of maintaining a healthy work-life balance. She made it a point to spend time with her family and friends. She often visited her parents, who lived in a nearby town, and enjoyed cooking family dinners and reminiscing about her childhood. Sarah also continued her community involvement. She organized a charity event at her local shelter, raising funds to support their programs. The event was a huge success, and Sarah felt a deep sense of fulfillment knowing she was making a positive impact. A new chapter. With the support of her loved ones and the skills she had acquired, Sarah decided it was time to take the plunge and start her own company. She drafted a detailed business plan, outlining her vision, goals, and strategies. With Rachel's help, she pitched her idea to potential investors and successfully secured funding. Sarah's company focused on developing innovative tech solutions to improve everyday life. She built a small but talented team who shared her passion and vision. The early days were challenging, with long hours and many obstacles to overcome, but Sarah's determination and leadership kept the team motivated. As her company grew, Sarah remained grounded and focused on her core values. She fostered a positive and inclusive work environment, encouraging creativity and collaboration. She also made it a point to give back to the community, supporting various social initiatives and promoting sustainability. Reflecting on the journey. One evening, as Sarah sat in her office, she reflected on her journey. She had come a long way from her days as a project manager, and she was proud of what she had accomplished. Her company was thriving, her relationships were strong, and she felt fulfilled both personally and professionally. Sarah knew that the road ahead would still have its challenges, but she was ready to face them with confidence and resilience. She had built a life that she loved, filled with passion, purpose, and meaningful connections. As she looked out the window at the city lights, she smiled, knowing that her journey was just beginning. Jack had been planning something special for months. One weekend, he took Sarah to a beautiful botanical garden outside the city. It was one of their favorite places, full of vibrant flowers and serene walking paths. As they wandered through the garden, Jack led Sarah to a secluded spot where a small table was set up with candles and her favorite flowers. He took her hands and looked into her eyes. "Sarah, these past 2 years have been the best of my life. You inspire me every day with your strength, creativity, and kindness. I can't imagine my life without you. Will you marry me?" Jack got down on one knee and opened a small box, revealing a beautiful engagement ring. Sarah's eyes filled with tears of joy. "Yes, Jack, yes," she exclaimed, pulling him up into a warm embrace. They celebrated their engagement with a romantic dinner and called their families to share the exciting news. It was a magical evening that marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Wedding planning. The months that followed were filled with wedding planning. Sarah and Jack wanted a wedding that reflected their personalities and values. They chose a charming vineyard for the venue, surrounded by rolling hills and lush grapevines. Sarah loved the idea of an outdoor ceremony under a canopy of flowers. Sarah's friends and family were excited to help. Lisa, her best friend, was her maid of honor, and she provided invaluable support, from dress shopping to organizing the bridal shower. Rachel, her mentor, offered to design the wedding invitations and helped with the decorations. Jack's parents were thrilled and helped with the preparations, making sure everything was perfect. Sarah found a beautiful, elegant dress that made her feel like a princess. Jack chose a classic suit that complemented her gown perfectly. They decided on a menu featuring fresh, local ingredients and worked with a talented baker to create a stunning wedding cake adorned with edible flowers. The wedding day. The big day arrived, and it was everything Sarah had dreamed of. The weather was perfect, with clear skies and a gentle breeze. As Sarah walked down the aisle, arm in arm with her father, she saw Jack waiting for her, his eyes shining with love and excitement. The ceremony was heartfelt and emotional, with vows that they had written themselves. Surrounded by their loved ones, they exchanged rings and promises of love and commitment. After the ceremony, they celebrated with a lively reception filled with laughter, dancing, and heartfelt toasts. Sarah and Jack's first dance was to their favorite song, and they were joined by their friends and family on the dance floor. The evening ended with a spectacular fireworks display, lighting up the night sky and creating unforgettable memories. As they left for their honeymoon, Sarah felt overwhelmed with happiness and gratitude for the beautiful life they were building together. Honeymoon adventures. Sarah and Jack chose an exotic island for their honeymoon. They spent 2 weeks exploring pristine beaches, snorkeling in crystal-clear waters, and enjoying romantic dinners under the stars. They also ventured into the local culture, visiting markets and historical sites, and even taking a cooking class to learn how to make traditional dishes. One of the highlights was a boat trip to a secluded cove where they swam with dolphins and saw vibrant coral reefs. It was an adventurous and relaxing trip, giving them time to unwind and connect before returning to their busy lives. Building a home. When they returned from their honeymoon, Sarah and Jack began looking for their first home together. They found a charming house in a quiet neighborhood, with a lovely garden where Sarah could plant flowers and Jack could grow herbs for their cooking. Moving in was an exciting and busy time, but they enjoyed every moment of turning their house into a home. They painted the walls, chose furniture, and decorated with their favorite art pieces and photographs from their travels. Their home became a cozy, welcoming space where they could relax, entertain friends, and dream about their future. Professional growth. Sarah's company continued to grow, gaining recognition for its innovative solutions and positive work culture. She hired more talented individuals who shared her vision, and together, they worked on groundbreaking projects that made a significant impact. Sarah was invited to speak at international conferences and received several awards for her contributions to the tech industry. Jack also advanced in his career, taking on new challenges and leadership roles. They supported each other's ambitions and celebrated each other's successes. Despite their busy schedules, they made time for regular date nights and weekend getaways, keeping their relationship strong and vibrant. Giving back. As their success grew, Sarah and Jack felt a strong desire to give back to their community. They established a charitable foundation focused on education and technology access for underprivileged children. They organized fundraising events, donated resources, and volunteered their time to mentor young students. One of their proudest achievements was creating a scholarship program that provided full tuition and support for students pursuing degrees in STEM fields. Sarah visited schools and talked to students about the importance of education and following their dreams. Seeing the positive impact they were making brought immense satisfaction and purpose to their lives. Starting a family. After a few years of marriage, Sarah and Jack decided it was time to start a family. They were overjoyed when Sarah found out she was pregnant. The months that followed were filled with anticipation and preparation for their new arrival. They decorated a nursery, attended parenting classes, and read countless books on child-rearing. The day their daughter, Emma, was born was the happiest day of their lives. Holding their tiny, perfect baby in their arms, they felt an overwhelming sense of love and responsibility. Emma brought a new dimension of joy and wonder to their lives, and they cherished every moment with her, balancing family and career. As new parents, Sarah and Jack learned to balance their careers with their responsibilities at home. They took turns caring for Emma, and Sarah took a brief hiatus from work to focus on her family. During this time, she continued to support her team remotely and worked on developing new ideas for her company. Sarah and Jack made sure to spend quality time with Emma, watching her grow and develop. They enjoyed family outings to the park, reading bedtime stories, and celebrating her milestones. Their home was filled with laughter and love, and they embraced the challenges and joys of parenthood. Future dreams. Sarah and Jack continued to dream about the future. They talked about traveling the world with Emma, exploring new cultures, and showing her the beauty and diversity of the world. They also envisioned expanding their charitable foundation to reach more children and create a lasting impact. Sarah's company thrived, and